You're watching Thunder Down Under. I'm Sushant Mehta. What a win for India. India lost the series, but this is a great consolation win. Remember, India lost their top 5 cheaply, and yet Hardik Pandya, Ravindra Jadeja made sure that India crossed the 300-run mark. India finished at 302 in their 50 overs, and Australia fell 13 runs short as the bowlers came to the party. Exceptional bowling by Shardul Thakur. Kuldeep Yadav also picked up a wicket. Ravindra Jadeja picked up a wicket. Natarajan, he got that early breakthrough, and even in the end, yes, he got smacked by Maxwell, but he again picked up a wicket. And how about Bumrah? Yes, he's not getting wickets up front, but when it mattered the most, Jasprit Bumrah with that brilliant Yorker clean bowled the danger man Glenn Maxwell, who almost won the game for Australia. I'm going to be joined by Sunil Gavaskar, the legend, and Boria Majumdar. But first of all, have a look at this fantastic win by the Indian team.
Fortune finally swung in India's favour with the toss at least.
The first wicket for Sean Abbott today, and it's one of the premier batsmen for India.
But the batting didn't hold up much, with wickets falling at regular intervals.
How much in line? Umpire says out. Nice. Just beats the fielder. Virat Kohli straight down the ground is a thing of joy.
Virat Kohli once again came to the rescue, scoring a half-century, and in process became the fastest batsman to cross 12,000 ODI runs.
50 for Virat Kohli, the 60th time he's done it in one-day international cricket. Kohli advances in his feet, and that's a cracker.
Josh Hazlewood, for the third time in as many matches this series, ended the Indian captain's resistance. At 152 for 5, India looked down and out before Hardik Pandya and Ravindra Jadeja turned things around.
Where has that gone? Comfortably over the ropes.
The two kept the Aussie bowlers at bay and unleashed a flurry of boundaries towards the end in a 150-run unbroken stand that allowed India to score 302 for 5.
He's got a 50 now.
India came out of the break with momentum on their side, and Natarajan got his maiden international wicket in Manas Labuschagne.
Now they're all going up in appeal.
Shardul Thakur got rid of Steve Smith and then added another one before Finn's dismissal had India firmly in control, with Australia at 123 for 4.
Catch it. It's one big down the ground. The catch is. He holds on. He holds on. It is Shikhar Dhawan. There's the big wicket. Ravindra Jadeja picks up one.
A 52-run stand between Maxwell and Alex Carey somewhat threatened India's plans, but the visitors came back into the game with a run out to break that partnership.
Oh, he's out. Yep, gone. Suicidal run. There again, that sound. Where is this going?
But Maxwell was running away with the game before Bumrah produced this Yorker to send him back, with Australia still needing 35 of 33 deliveries. Australia lost their way from there, and India squeezed the advantage to register their first win of the series and snap their 5-match winless streak in ODIs.
As they've been caught in front.
Sports Bureau, India Today.
Umpire Bruce Oxenford ruling in favour of Jasprit Bumrah, and India winning this third ODI by 13 runs.
Well, you always talk about Hardik Pandya being that explosive, destructive batsman, but what stuck out today was how smart he was. Game sense. It was an exhibition in game sense by Hardik Pandya under pressure, 92 not out. He just smashed the Australians all around the park, did not take many risks, and still cleared those boundaries. As I said, 92 not out of just 76 balls. 7 fours, 1 6, strike rate of 121 under pressure. He's the man of the match today. And then Ravindra Jadeja, he was also exceptional. Equally good, if I may say, because in the end it was Ravindra Jadeja who accelerated 66 of 50 balls. Now, Sunny Bhai, Sunil Gavaskar. Let's go to Sunny Bhai now. Sunny Bhai, Hardik Pandya, as I said, batsman, but today he showed us that he can work under pressure and still make the runs flow.
Yeah, today was very good, very smart cricket from this young man who's showing great maturity with every game that he's playing. even in the first game when he got to 90, the maturity that he showed then. And today, after Virat Kohli was out, he recognized the fact that he needed to bat right till the end if India were to get to a total that they could defend. And the way he and Jadeja planned their innings, where they batted sensibly till the 40th over, 42nd over, and then they started to accelerate and got those runs in the final overs that made the difference. But you know what really made the difference, as far as I'm concerned, was their running between the wickets.
Yes.
As you know, the sixes, if you time the ball well, you have the power, you can hit the sixes. But they were stealing the second run under the fielders' noses. The ball was going straight to the fielders at long off and long gone. But both these are supreme athletes, both these players, and therefore they were able to convert the ones into twos. And eventually, when you realize that the margin of victory is only 13 runs, it's those converted in ones into twos is the reason why we won.
And Sunny Bhai, the beauty of both Hardik Pandya and Ravindra Jadeja today was they played under so much pressure. Okay, the series was lost, but there was a lot to play for here going into the T20 matches. Now, this gives us huge momentum. Plus, both Hardik Pandya and Ravindra Jadeja are in form.
Absolutely. And Hardik Pandya will bowl, I think, a couple of overs in the T20 format. We saw him bowl a couple of overs in the second game. He did bowl here, but he certainly will be able to bowl a couple of overs, and that will ease the load, create more options for the captain in case one of the bowlers is getting smashed around, which happens in T20 cricket. Then a couple of overs from Hardik Pandya will certainly help.
Right, Boria, first of all, we thought that the match was gone when Virat got out at 63. But then, as I discussed with Sunny Bhai, exceptional innings by Hardik Pandya, Ravindra Jadeja. But then, with the ball, we made as many as 4 changes today. Kuldeep Yadav comes in. Natarajan gets you that wicket up front. Then Shardul Thakur, his energy was just infectious today. India, beautiful all-round performance, and they deserve to win today's game.
Absolutely, they did. And, you know, I've heard this being said, not by you, but by others, that, oh, it's a consolation win, it's a dead rubber. There's nothing called dead rubber in international cricket. With the ICC Super League, yes, you can say that India qualifies because they are hosts. But other than that, every game counts, number one. Secondly, when you wear national colors and you are stepping out on that park, every single ball matters. So there's nothing called dead rubber in international cricket. And frankly, I was speaking to some of the boys, and I actually said, look at it as a 6-match white ball series. It's 3 down to 1, 3 to go. Just look at it as a 6-match series, go win that. That's how I see international cricket, every game relevant. And I think India now will carry momentum. You know, Sushant, we were missing Rohit Sharma. Australia missed David Warner. That's how
they missed David Warner dearly today, yes.
Absolutely, it squares things up. Without David Warner, I think India goes into that T20 series as favourites because that's how he was setting it up. And then Steve Smith comes and starts scoring. But without 140 for no loss, you see what happens. I think it's even Stevens in the next 3 games.
Boria, we will talk about the T20 series in just a bit. But Sunny Bhai, today, I mean, it's not easy to come into a game and just get those wickets. Natarajan, he did his thing. Shardul Thakur, again, I'm saying this, his energy was just infectious. I mean, once he got going, he just did not let go. Kuldeep Yadav too, economy rate of just 5.5 or around that and getting that wicket. So the bowlers, I think the bowlers won us the game today.
Well, they certainly got wickets at the right time. Natarajan getting that early wicket and then coming and bowling those Yorkers, to perfection. The way Shardul mixed it up towards the end when he bowled that bouncer to get a lower order batsman, Sean Abbott, out. But again, the thought behind getting him out, because he had bowled pretty much up to the batsman till then. So all that was very, very impressive. And also Kuldeep showed good rhythm. His confidence will have come back because he has not played for a long time. So having bowled well, having captured a wicket, he will be confident as well. And then Jadeja chipped in with a wicket as well. And the wicket of Aaron Finch today. So everybody contributed, and that is always heartening. And like I said,
Bhai, the biggest of the biggest of them all, Jasprit Bumrah. I mean, okay, he didn't get a wicket up front, but when it mattered the most, he got the big man out. Maxwell with that trademark Bumrah Yorker.
Well, if the catches had been taken, then he would have got a wicket up front as well. So you can't say that he didn't get. He got the deliveries all right. But that's how the game goes. But at least he made sure that they didn't get off to a flying start. And that is so important, because chasing 300, if the opposition gets off to a flying start in the first 5 overs, if they get to about 50, then the fielding team is on the back foot as well. So Bumrah certainly didn't allow that. Natarajan didn't allow that. And Shardul Thakur made sure that he didn't leak runs.
Yes, as Sunny Bhai said, Aaron Finch had no idea about what Bumrah was doing to him, and Bumrah was unlucky. But for the moment, yes, what a story. As Hardik Pandya said, T. Natarajan comes into this game and just gives it his all. How good was T. Natarajan? Well, got a wicket up front. Then even in the death overs, he bowled really well. Maxwell got after him, but once Maxwell was gone, Natarajan back on song, back on track. Very well bowled by T. Natarajan as well as Shardul Thakur. Again, Shardul Thakur bowling with that fire, getting those 3 wickets. So both these bowlers coming into this game again. Remember, it's not easy to beat Australia in their own backyard, but both of these gentlemen were exceptional today. Sunny Bhai, how impressed are you, especially with Natarajan and Shardul Thakur?
Well, Natarajan was very impressive in the IPL, and therefore no surprise that he was picked in the side. And the moment there was an injury, he's come in the side, and he's bowled brilliantly. He's bowled absolutely brilliantly, because that's his strength, bowling the Yorkers, which are, if one can perfect the Yorker, then you can be a very, very economical bowler. Yes, the occasional Yorker might go a little full, you might be taken for a boundary or a 6. But if you get your Yorker on target at least 75% of the time, and he gets it on target almost 90% of the time, then you're very, very difficult to score off. And so that's exactly what he showed. And now he'll be a lot more relaxed when he plays the T20. He's played for India. He's represented India. He's shown that he belongs to this this international standard as well. So when it comes to the T20, which is his speciality, then I'm sure he'll do even better.
And what about Shardul Thakur? Is he now, can you look at him, although it's just one game, can you look at him as the 3rd seamer to cement that spot for India?
Yes, certainly. I think with Natarajan, look, there is Shami and there's Bumrah. These 2 would be your premier bowlers. Then when you're looking at the 3rd bowler, then you look at Natarajan and Shardul Thakur. Maybe you'll go according to what the opposition has. If the opposition has left-handed batsman, right-handed batsman, you pick them. Shardul Thakur has got a little more experience than Natarajan, but Natarajan also is shown very good temperament. So yes, I think these 2 would be the ones that will be the number 3 bowlers. But Shardul was again today outstanding. The way he mixed everything, the short ball, the Yorker, the knuckle ball, the slower delivery, bringing all his experience into play, and brilliant stuff.
A great win for India. Boria Majumdar, you wanted to see that aggressiveness. I hope you saw it today with especially Shardul Thakur. But now, looking forward to the T20s, who will be your what will be your preferred team rather? I mean, you've got an option with, obviously, Yuzi is there, Washington Sundar is there, you've got T. Natarajan, Deepak Chahar, you've got all these options plus the opening combination. Do you go with Mayank Agarwal, KL Rahul, Shikhar Dhawan, KL Rahul? These questions, Boria?
Obviously, KL Rahul. KL Rahul has to open in T20s, and that's what India will do. That's what their plan is. Sunny Bhai was talking about Natarajan. You've been searching for a left-arm fast bowler for the longest time. You tried Khalil, you tried how many different bowlers. If somebody comes into the party and does the job, which Natarajan did, and what a story. I mean, you know, nobody from his village was able to practice, so he sets up an academy in his village for everybody to practice. Now, that's the kind of inspiration you need from somebody. You asked me about choice. Deepak Chahar has to play T20s. That's his speciality. And you will probably rest both Bumrah and Shami. So you will have Deepak Chahar, you have Natarajan, you have Washington Sundar, who will maybe bowl in the power play and do the job. Definitely one between Kuldeep and Chahar and Jadeja. So you have enough options. Again, I'm saying this. Without Davy Warner at the top for Australia, there is zero reason for India to believe. And you know what? People like Michael Vaughan and some of the others who keep saying whitewash, 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 hold your horses for God's sake. Hold your horses. There's time to be a little more patient because this is a good enough side. So there is no reason to write them off.
Yes, Sunny Bhai, once we get if we get a combination right, I think we can, it's going to be the other way around. Maybe we can whitewash Australia, you never know. After all, we are the kings of the IPL. But Sunny Bhai, again, same question to you. Your preferred team in the T20s for India, starting with the bat.
Well, Rahul and Shikhar Dhawan to open the batting. Rahul just won the orange cap in the IPL, scoring almost 700 runs. So he opens the batting, and the left-handed Shikhar Dhawan, who got 2 back-to-back hundreds in the IPL. So that's a format that Shikhar has got a lot more comfortable with in recent years. So yes, the left-hand, right-hand combination. Virat Kohli at number 3. And at number 4, I'd wait to see what the situation is. If the top 3 batsmen have gone to the 14th or the 15th over, Hardik Pandya would bat at number 4. But if 2 wickets fall very early, say in the 6th, 7th over, within the first half of the innings, then I'd look at Shreyas Iyer at 4 and Hardik Pandya at 5. So these would be my 5 batsmen at the top. Who comes after that, it's immaterial, because these 5 batsmen will get you enough runs. If they bat well, they'll get you enough runs. And then as far as the bowling is concerned, bowlers, I would certainly play both Bumrah and Shami in the first game, because they need bowling under their belt. The Test series is coming up. They haven't bowled enough. They've only bowled 4 overs in the IPL. They need some bowling. They need some miles under their belt. And I think playing them, although this is only going to be 4 overs, still, I believe that they should play at least the first couple of games, win the series, then give them a break. And then, of course, Natarajan, because Natarajan is this Yorker specialist. So he will be your bowler. And I'll pick Kuldeep because he's got his rhythm. Ahead of Yajuvendra Chahal, only for the first game. Wait and see how he bowls in the first game. But he's got his confidence back. Pick him for the first T20. That would be my bowling attack.
No, so you're going with Shami, Bumrah, Natarajan, Kuldeep and you're going with the Ravindra Jadeja and Hardik Pandya as your options, or do you go for Washington?
Pandya. Yeah, Hardik Pandya will, I'm sure, will, in case somebody gets banged about, then I think Pandya will come and bowl a couple of overs. So Pandya now being available to bowl a couple of overs is a very, very good thing for Indian cricket, because it gives Kohli plenty of options.
Yes, I see Boria. Yes, Boria. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I absolutely don't see them playing the second game, because the tour game, the A game, starts on 6th of December. So if to go with Sunny Bhai, they might play game 1. But after that, the 3-day game, 4-day game ahead of the Test series is more important for them to get those miles under their belt. So if they have to rest, they will be rested game 2, game 3. So maybe you can give them the first game and then tweak it around, because it is very important for these guys to have game time in that 3-day game.
It is, but let's see what India does, because we need that momentum. We need to carry these, our winning to go on in the tournament, in this long series with Australia. Well, stay with me, gentlemen. Time for a break now, but we will discuss India versus Australia in the T20s and the Tests. Welcome back. You're watching Thunder Down Under. I am Sushant Mehta, joined by the legendary Sunil Gavaskar. Well, nobody was able to stop him in his heyday. Not the Pakistanis, not the Australians, not the mighty West Indians, but I think he's been quarantined to stop for a bit for 14 days in Sydney, and always great to hear his voice on commentary and on our show. But Sunny bhai, 12,000 runs. Virat Kohli, the fastest man to reach 12,000 runs in one-day international, beats Sachin's records. And, it's unfair to compare, but Virat is certainly no less than anybody who's played the game.
Well, his performance in all formats of the game has been Virat, isn't it? Absolutely, Virat, the performance. He's been magnificent. The way he's grown as a batsman from what we saw in 2008, 2009 as an under-19 player, the way he's developed his game, the way he's made the sacrifices to become the super fit cricketer that he has been, that has been absolutely inspirational for not just youngsters, but even for those who understand what keeping fit is, because you keep yourself physically fit, you also keep yourself mentally very alert, mentally very fit. So it's been a fantastic performance. And look, 12,000 runs, more than 12,000 runs. When he got a half century today, I think he's played about 251 one-day matches, and he's got 60 half centuries. He's got 4,300. So we are talking about 103 times out of 251 that he's gone past 50.
Unbelievable.
Now, that is absolutely amazing. Unbelievable. I don't think anybody else has done that. That consistency, that converting of the 50s to 100s has been, unbelievable. I keep saying beyond phenomenal. And so I think we just got to celebrate that. We've just got to, look forward to the next 1,000 runs, which hopefully will come in the next 5 or 7
Lots more runs. Lots more runs. He is King Kohli for a reason. Thank you, Sunil Gavaskar. We'll be back, guys. We'll be back tomorrow with a special preview India's tour of Australia with an eye on the T20s. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time only on India Today.
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.